welcome back. We're here again. We did it again. We made it back. Welcome back to I Know You Didn't Ask. My name is Chris.
I'm Pat.
Chris. Is my name Chris? My name is not Chris.
Your name is not Chris.
My name is Chris.
Chris.
And we're back. It's been a long day, Pat. It's been a long day. We're back. We're talking about stuff that we don't know. This topic this week we actually know a little bit about.
Yes. We are somewhat informed. The topic
we've experienced it.
We have very much experienced it,
and we're going to get into all that. We're going to get into our experiences. We're going to talk all about that. But just to reintroduce you guys to who we are. So this is a podcast that me and Pat decided to start because we have really great conversations together, and we just wanted to bring those conversations to anybody else that was willing to listen. To you here on YouTube. We are two guys who are talking about things that we have absolutely no credentials to talk about, but we're doing it anyway.
And please, if you're watching live, feel free to get in the chat and, drop questions, maybe, a little piece of information that we're missing, get in on the conversation. And if you're watching this back, still leave those comments and, we'll get back to them.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm happy to respond to comments and get back to them and talk to people, and especially on topics, that are near and dear to our heart. So with that being said, let's get into the conversation. Let's talk about this. Is it worth your time to start playing video games online? And why are so many adults now getting into playing video games online?
See, the thing I wonder is, is it just new to us? Was this community as big as it is before we found it? Or was there really a crazy growth over the last year because so many people were home? So that's something that I wonder about sometimes, but I think really that there was a massive boom in the gaming world, and not just the gaming world itself, esports, but just content creation, Twitch streamers and YouTube content creators. I feel it just ratcheted up 1,000% in the last year. Because I think of us as we're pretty savvy with pop culture and what's going on in the mainstream. And it felt up until a couple years ago, it wasn't wildly mainstream, but now it's just I'm 31, Chris is 32. You talk to anybody our age and they play Warzone. Sure, they play or they have played and gave up because it broke their heart, but they have at some point played Warzone. Poor Chris. Chris gets his heart broken pretty regularly still.
On a nightly basis, because I'm just not good at the game. I'm not and I want to be good because I want it to be enjoyable, because I want to get on with my friends and I want to enjoy the game. But when you go in and you just get smacked in the mouth constantly, it's just there's no fun in it. There is absolutely no fun in it.
Okay. So Steve, our friend, our brother-in-law, who is a lifelong Call of Duty player, got Chris and I into Warzone about a year ago. Chris has the least amount of fun of anybody I've ever played with. It's why do you continue to play? Because you get on pretty consistently with us. And you get on and pretty 5 minutes in, you're the saddest sounding person I've ever come across in my life. Why do you keep playing? Why do you keep coming back?
I think there's a lot of reasons, honestly. I think that okay, so let's try to unpack some of these reasons. I think number one, and we've had this discussion, is that it's an opportunity for me to hang out with some of my friends. It's something that we're doing with my friends. And to be completely honest with you, it's very weird for me because I'm not super interested in playing with a lot of different people, right? If you guys aren't on, I'm probably not on. Yeah. I'm not just going on by myself and playing with random people and that's not what it is to me. And so if you guys aren't on, I'm most likely not on. So one of the biggest reasons is probably because I just want to get on with my friends and I want to start playing. I think another thing about the game is it's just kind of like it's you know what it is. Honestly, actually, another thing about it is it's really easy. I've now got my Xbox set up with my monitor for my computer, and so it's super easy. It's not like I have to go sit in the living room and like take up space. Like my office that is here in our apartment, my desk, my Xbox is hooked up to all of my stuff. So it's easy for me to just flip over to the other HDMI input and start playing. So it's easy to just get on and play. Right. And then I think it was like for the past year, we've all been in lockdown. We've all been trying to figure out, what's going on with the world. And so I have just been, it was something to do. It was literally something to do when I had nothing else to do, or I had downtime or something like that. So I think there's a lot of reasons that go into it, I guess, but I don't know why I keep getting on, because I do get on and I get frustrated because I'm upset, but then like it's kind of like gambling. Like you go to the tables and you lose your money and you walk out and you're like, I'm mad, I lost all my money. But you're probably back the next night, back at the tables. And
I mean, you're not like dropping a 401k or a kid's college fund on Warzone.
I hope not.
I guess you could. I mean, there's people that go like balls to the wall with like buying stuff, because remember, Warzone's a free game. So if you're anybody that's watching this and you're like our age and you're like curious about video games, and this popped up on your, on your YouTube and you're watching this, like Warzone, Fortnite, PUBG, Player Unknown Battlegrounds, these are all free to play games. Like you download them. Well, I don't know if PUBG is free. You might have to pay for that, but they're free. You download them and you could just load right in and play the game. There's no cost. Where they get you is skins, they call them, like operator skins. So you could like, dress your character up in different costumes, essentially, like weapon blueprints, some upgrades, perks, things like that. So that's where they get you. If you want to like, really upgrade yourself, you do have to pay for that. So that's really where the money maker is for games like these. But if you're just like some 31-year-old guy like I was at the time, or 30 at the time, I downloaded Warzone. I was still playing on Wi-Fi on like a 10-year-old 55-inch TV with my 10-year-old PS4, and I was just getting smacked around. But I didn't care. What's interesting? It's like to this day, I noticed this when I get on with Chris. Like, here's Chris. This is Chris's top catchphrases when we're playing Warzone. I hate this game. Why do I play this game? And whenever he gets killed by a little kid, literally the words of his mouth are, "I'm gonna shit on you because you're a little kid."
I don't say those exact words. I don't know if it's a little kid that's killed me, so I can't say that.
The worst part is we're always talking about how we're getting dunked on by 12-year-olds, but the reality is it's probably just like other guys that are our age that don't know what they're doing, and it's like their first kill of the night. But like if you're somebody like us,
much worse.
It does make it worse, because like there's like some aspects of gaming, because our biggest experience is with Warzone. I think we should talk about some of that, like some of the aspects of like what it's like getting on. We'll talk about Warzone specifically, but like what it's like actually getting into the game and getting started. And like for me, I don't play unless my friends are on. I just don't. Like, and even if it's only one friend, like if Chris is on or our buddy Newsy, who I play with consistently, we're all part of the same unit. If it's only one of them, we typically won't play, because playing as two-man is not as fun. So usually only if it's like 3 or more of us can get together, we just won't play. Because for me, I don't really get upset at the game. And I learned that when I first started playing. I was like, if I'm going to get upset, I'm going to get mad, I'm going to get super competitive, it's going to take like a real toll on my mental health. And that's just no good. Like, I'm here for fun. Chris lives in Florida. I'm in California. Newsy lives in New Jersey. So it's a way for the three of us to get on and still be social and connect with each other. And that's what's great about it. But like, if you're going to take it to the extreme of being super sweat, as they call it, go for it, man. Like, do your thing. Do you just know you're going to be coming up against, cracked out 12-year-olds and snoring G Fuel all night in their mother's basement, and they got nothing to live for but getting that, 2-0 KD and, blowing up their TikTok channel. If you want to go that road, go that road. It's kind of wild. I've seen a little bit of that world. It's insane. But hey, man, a year later, I'm still getting on pretty consistently. And I still
Are you having fun? Are you still having fun when you get on the game?
I never stopped having fun. We have another friend of ours, Steve, who is the lifelong Call of Duty person, and he stopped playing Warzone a couple months ago. He was just like, I think I'm done. It's like he's like, I'm not having fun anymore. I'm getting on, and it's just like not a good time. But he's also super competitive. Like, he was at one point in time, like, really highly ranked in the world for, Modern Warfare multiplayer. Like, he was like, his life is about this. For me, I got on purely for social. So like, social aspect is up here. Competitive aspect is like way down here. And then there's just like way more things involved that I just enjoy. Silly things happen. We're talking. So I still have fun. Whenever I get on every night, it's because we're talking and we're laughing, and I don't get upset when I get killed, unless Mike, usually got me killed, which is like 9 out of 10 times. And I will let him know about it. Other than that, yeah, man, like I still have a blast. Like, look, I'm never going to be Nick Merckx. I'm never going to be a pro gamer. I'm never going to like ascend to the level of, playing in CDL, the Call of Duty League. It's not going to happen. Let's just be realistic. And I have no aspirations. I don't want that, but I think people forget, like, this is still just a game. It's meant to be played and to have fun. And as long as you can just, keep your competitive nature at bay and get on with friends and play once in a while or as regularly as you want, like, yes, it remains fun. See, I wonder, like, I don't think you have fun a lot of the time.
I think that if I wasn't having fun, I wouldn't be playing. Honestly, I think that if I wasn't having fun doing it, I would have stopped playing. I think it's still fun for me. I still enjoy it because, I guess I'm kind of a competitive person. I don't know if I'm a competitive person.
Yes, you are. Christopher. You are 1,000% a competitive person. You are insufferable. You are literally with anything you do. But here's the other problem. Is like everything you do, you take it to such a far extreme. It's like, we don't fish, you and I. And I know this. I know it's like not a hobby of yours. But if you woke up tomorrow with the desire to fish, you wouldn't go to the store and buy a rod and a reel and like a tackle box and go start off in the river. You're going to be calling me up being like, hey, Pat, I just found this like deep sea charter boat that we can buy if we get a loan for $300,000 and we could start a deep sea fishing charter. And I think that's what we should do. I'd be like, Chris, you literally decided you want to be a fisherman like 2 hours ago. And you're like, yeah, so who cares? So everything you do is to such an extreme that you don't know how to do things casually. That's your problem. You have a hard time just being casual and just being like, yeah, I'm just going to like do this thing and just like hang out with the boys and have a good time. It's like, no. You go so far beyond what is needed. It's insane.
I can't disagree. I don't know. That's just the way that I am. Like I guess I'm a passionate person. I guess so. But I also think that's why, like, but here's the thing is I think I've done this casually because it's not like I've gone out and like, I wasn't like, oh, I need to go out and get a better Xbox or I need to get a PC, a gaming PC, and I need to play PC and get all the gear. And like, I've still done it semi-casually. It's just that when I get into the game, I think that I want to do well. Like I don't want to get into the game and drop in and hit the ground and I'm dead.
Here's the thing, Chris. You're not going to do well. You're not going to get better. You're not going to be any better than what you are. I'm not going to get better. Newsy's not going to get better. Maybe Steve could get a little better. Maybe he's got like a little bit of room because he got started as like a baby playing video games. I don't know how old they are when they recruit these kids for like the Call of Duty teams, but I'm assuming it's like infancy. It's like babies with controllers and headsets. But like, we're not going to be good. It's inevitable, because I think Newsy gets really upset too. And if he watches this back, he'll agree, and he's not, he'll know that everything I'm saying is truth, but he wants to be really good at everything that he does, and particularly this game. But look, man, like I accepted it a long time ago. I was like, I suck. I'm a bot. I'm a guppy. Once in a while, I'll pop off and I'll get that guppy lobby that's even guppier than I am, and I'll have a great time, and I'll get like 10 or 15 kills, but it's like once every 3 months if I'm lucky.
I don't know. I think that for me, I think it is still fun. Like I am still having fun. My competitive nature and wanting to not get smacked in the mouth, and I get upset, and I get like, like I'm emotionally attached to it, I guess. I don't know. But it's just weird for me. But it's still fun because I'm still like, when it's like, all right, let's play. Like when you get that text, like, let's go. I'm still like, all right, I'm getting on. If I wasn't having fun, I would say, no, I'm just not getting on. And I think there are some days where I'm just like, I can't take it tonight. Like, I just can't take the heartbreak that is Verdansk and Verdansk. And so I think it is still fun. I think I'm still having fun, but I want to go back to one thing that you had mentioned earlier, which is really interesting to me, is the explosion of content creation over the past 18 months, 16, 18 months around gaming because of lockdowns and quarantines and all that stuff, and so many people getting into it. And do you think it's a fad, or do you think it's something, or is it an upward trend that people got put in quarantine and they were like, well, I got nothing else to do, I might as well start streaming, and then they started streaming and creating content around the video games that they're playing, and now they're like, oh, maybe I don't need to go back to work because I could just do this full time.
Yeah. I was just checking our comments. Are you checking our chat, Chris?
Yeah. Michael Hosier said no babies, Patrick.
Listen, man, you put a control in the hands of a baby and I 1v1 that baby. I mean, I'm not going to hold back. If you call me up and you're like, hey, yo, Pat, just so you know, the other person is a baby that you're up against. I mean, like, it's no holds bar. I'm not actually fighting a baby. Just to make that clear. Like, I'm not saying that I would like fist fight. I'm not saying that I wouldn't fist fight a baby. I'm just saying, like, in this particular instance, I'm not saying that I'm trying to fist fight a baby. Like, if the situation arose where I had to defend myself physically against a baby, I'm not going to hold back. I guess is like the broader idea here.
What situation would arise where you need to defend yourself against a baby?
I don't know, but like, you can't write off every possibility. Like, you never thought about that? Like, I don't know, man. Babies can be dangerous. Maybe not like an infant. Like, if it can't walk, it's no threat. I'll just walk away. But like 2 or 3 years old, like, I think it's mobile. Okay, it's upwardly mobile. It's a biped, and it's moving. Like, it's the same thing. Like, if a spider monkey attacks you in the trees, what are you gonna do? You're gonna defend yourself against a monkey, right? Like a 2-year-old child that's the same size. Like, no, you don't agree with this?
We are so far off.
Anyway,
where this conversation was supposed to be. Let's go back to content creation.
Let's go back to
around gaming.
So,
is it a fad, or is this something that people are going to be doing for a long time?
I think it's something people are going to be doing for a long time. I think it's become the new norm. I think because people have such easy access to it. Like, look at us. Prime example. Like, I never thought about doing content creation. We've always done music. A little acting here and there just for fun. You're getting into the world of filmmaking. And then I just realized that, like, playing games and doing music, I just, like, recently I realized, like, wow, I have all this equipment around me to just do content creation. to make videos, to do what we're doing here on YouTube, to stream live to Twitch, which I'm starting to get into that world as well with the gaming, and I love it. And I think it's something that's here to stay forever. I think live streaming while you play is just going to become. I think a live stream is just going to be synonymous with gameplay at some point. I think it's just going to be like probably like 50-50 at some point, and who knows? Because look, as a person can do a live stream setup for $200. You can get the Logic, whatever is it, the Logitech webcam. It's like $90. You can get a capture card for like $140. As long as you got a halfway decent laptop or a PC, you're good to go. You can start live streaming. And I mean, people drop thousands of dollars on PCs for gaming, or they get the brand new console. So I think it's just gonna become synonymous. I think it's just so easy to just flip that switch and be playing live that it's just gonna become the new norm. And I love it. I'm all for it. I want to see everybody doing it, and I just think it's great.
Yeah, I agree. I think content creation in general on YouTube, on this platform, on other platforms is just going to become the new normal. I think it's people's new like part-time jobs, their side hustle. Their new, like, they work their full-time job, and then like if they're looking for that little bit of extra income, this is their new part-time job that they're going to be doing in order to bring in some extra money instead of having to go actually work like a second job. But I think that content creation around gaming, content creation in general, is not going anywhere. I think this is the new norm. There have been articles and videos and things put out that, content creators and content creation is like the number one fastest growing business type. In the United States, small business type.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I think people are going to build businesses around their content, and that's what we're trying to do. That's what we want to do, is build businesses around our content.
Yeah, I think so many people like have the idea to do it. They're like, I'd really like to be a live streamer, or I'd like to be a YouTube content creator, something like that. And then they go on and they're like, wow, look, there's so many people trying to do it and so many people not succeeding. Well, I mean, like, don't think that way. If you're a person and you want to start creating content, or you want to live stream, or you want to make movies, or you want to make music, like whatever it is that you want to do, if there's a thing that you want to do that you think has a really narrow margin for success, and that there's only a few people that can grab a piece of it, that's bullshit. Just forget about that. Like, if you want to do a thing, just do it. For every person that wants to create content on YouTube, there are thousands of people ready to watch it. Does it work out for everybody? No. But the point is just to start. Just do it, and don't ever look at a thing like there's so many people doing it, I missed the bandwagon. Twitch streaming is already huge and there's people already at the top. I missed the train. YouTube already has its upper echelons. This is bullshit. Just start doing it. Just start making content. And I love it. And honestly, for us as adults, like, if there's anybody watching this that's like just getting into video games and playing online multiplayer, or thinking about it, and they come across this, I'm telling you, do it with friends, call up your buddies, your family, whoever, get your wife, get your husband, whoever it is, just get on with some friends and just give it a shot, man. I'm telling you, you probably won't regret it. You'll have a really good time. Just keep the competitiveness to a minimum, and just treat it as like a social interaction, like a place for you guys to hang out and see some funny things happen.
Yeah. Don't be Chris.
Don't be Chris. Chris brings down the vibe.
No, it's not that I bring down the vibe. I bring the listen, anything has to be fun, and it's not fun if you're constantly getting beat, right? Like, so it's got to be fun, and that's all right. I can't get better. I have a lot of other things.
We're not getting better. There's really nothing we can do to our brains to make them work better at video games. It's just not possible. I mean, you can take like fish oil or something. I guess people take a lot. Like fish fat is supposed to make your brain more good, but I don't know.
More good?
I don't know. Well,
listen, I think it was another conversation tonight that we had.
Yeah.
And whether it brought value, I don't know, but we'll figure that out as we go. Pat, wrap it up. Is it worth it? Is playing video games online right now worth somebody's time?
I think if you are a person that's looking for something that feels like you're missing out on some kind of social interaction that may have been taken from the last year, and not even just from the pandemic, if you're just a person that's just looking to connect with people, then yes, I think video games are a great way for people to actually make new connections and even keep relationships going. Like, if you're an older person and you don't see old friends as often, yeah, I think getting online, any game, Rocket League, Fortnite, Warzone, like whatever it is, just something you get on with your friends. And yeah, I think it's always good for people to at least try new things, especially if you're a person that was never into video games, especially because these are free. And if you got a console or a halfway decent PC lying around, give it a shot.
Yeah, I'm with you. Give it a shot. Get on. Like Pat said, I think it's very much about the social aspect. If it turns into something more, great. If you're just kind of like, I just want to hang out with my friends and play some video games, we used to have to go to the basement of somebody's house to do that. We can now literally be across the world and play video games together.
Yeah.
Like we used to have to go to Newsy's house, sit in the basement.
Oh, with the system link with the Xboxes.
Have one screen with 4, that's how we used to have to play.
You used to have two Xboxes and you run the Ethernet cable between them. Remember that? The system link?
I do. Yeah.
How wacky was that?
That was crazy. And that's how we used to have to play. We had to be physically in person.
Yeah.
And now we can literally play video games with each other across the world, no matter where we are. So
yeah,
I think it's a great way to connect. I think it's a great way to enjoy time. I think that it could be something bigger. It can build into businesses. It can build into making some money on the side of your full-time job and all that. But as a way to connect, as a way to get together with people, it's amazing. So
love it.
Episode 2 in the books. We don't know what episode 3 is going to be about yet. We'll hit you guys with an update sometime this week. Maybe. We'll let you know. We might just pop on and be like, this is episode 3 and what it's about. Who knows? But next Wednesday, 8:30 Pacific, 8:30 Eastern time, 5:30 Pacific time. We'll be back. Pat, have fun in California.
Chris, have fun in Disney World because that's where everybody thinks you live.
That is where I live. I hope I live there one day. That'd be amazing. Cinderella's castle, just me sitting up there, just like Chris's house. Be amazing. Me and Goofy, because Mickey. Who cares about Mickey?
I don't think structurally we can support you.
Wow, and you're supposed to be my brother. All right, that's it. We're out, everybody. Have a great night. Thank you for watching. If you're watching on the replay, comment below. Goodbye.